नमस्कार, हार्दिक स्वागत है आप सभी दर्शकों का इसरो स्वागत अभिनंदन करता हूं। आज मध्य रात्रि के पश्चात 23 अक्टूबर 2022 को निर्मित 36 उपग्रहों को 601 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार निम्न भूकक्षा में स्थापित करना। भारत सरकार के अंतरिक्ष विभाग के अधीन भारतीय अंतरिक्ष अनुसंधान संगठन इसरो की वाणिज्यिक शाखा न्यू स्पेस इंडिया लिमिटेड NSIL के माध्यम से यह मांग आधारित पहला LVM-3 का समर्पित वाणिज्यिक मिशन है। यह एक ऐतिहासिक उपलब्धि है क्योंकि इस प्रमोशन के साथ GSLV Mark 3 वैश्विक वाणिज्यिक प्रमोशन सेवा बाजार में प्रवेश कर रहा है।
Namaste view. LVM-3 M2 OneWeb India 1 mission about to be launched from the second launch pad of Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota, the only spaceport of India located in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh on the eastern coast. The launch will take place at the Indian Standard Time of 7 minutes and 40 seconds past midnight on 23rd October 2022. This will be the first commercial launch for the geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle Mark 3, abbreviated as LVM-3, to carry 36 numbers of satellites belonging to Messrs. Network Access Associates Limited UK or Messrs. OneWeb through the commercial arm of ISRO, New Space India Limited. The OneWeb satellites are intended to provide LEO-based broadband services for commercial usage. Cumulative payload mass of the satellites is 5,834.4 kg. Let me also intimate the viewers that the payload capacity of LVM-3 into the low Earth orbit is 8,000 kg. 36 satellites will be placed in 601 kilometers altitude with 87.4 degrees inclination in batches of 4 satellites simultaneously. Up next is the brief informative video for the mission.
Go ahead.
गांव के साथ स्थापित करना है। यह सभी पूर्णतः परीक्षित होकर इस यान में सुरक्षित अपनी कक्षा के लिए सफर करते हुए 4-4 के समूह में 9 बार में अपनी कक्षा में अंतक्षेपित किए जाएंगे। यह पूरा घटनाक्रम लगभग 4,500 सेकंड का होगा।
-1 minute.
LVM-3 being a gigantic rocket, the ignition of twin S-200 boosters generates enormous acoustics at the time of liftoff that have the potential to damage the electronics in launch vehicle. As a part of acoustic suppression system, huge quantities of water is injected onto the launch pedestal to provide denser medium of water droplets to attenuate the liftoff acoustics.
-30 seconds.
Real-time programs activated.
-25 seconds.
अब हम 20 सेकंड की दूरी पर प्रमोशन से सर्वप्रथम 2 S-200 ट्रपॉन बूस्टर का प्रज्वलन होगा।
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. +5 seconds.
P3 tracking. P1 tracking. Off normal.
भव्य उत्थापन LVM-3 OneWeb India 1 मिशन का।
Normal liftoff and an enchantingly beautiful sight of the twin S-200 boosters burning, saluted against the night sky.
मध्य रात्रि को आकाश को रोशन करता हुआ S-200 boosters
Performance normal.
यहां हम इसके कंपन महसूस कर रहे हैं।
Searing the night sky, the LVM-3 M2 mission moves forward. 25 meters long S-200 boosters, each carrying 205 tons of HTPV-based propellant.
+1 minute.
Action time 126.6 seconds. They develop a peak thrust of 5,952 kilonewtons in vacuum.
प्रथम चरण का निष्पादन पूरी तरह सामान्य।
First stage performance normal.
इसका प्रज्वलन काल करीब 130 सेकंड का होगा। S200 के प्रज्वलन काल समाप्त होने से पहले ही L110 जो कि तरल निरोधक पर आधारित चरण है, द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू कर दिया जाएगा।
L110 stage ignited.
OneWeb एक वैश्विक संचार नेटवर्क है जो कि अंतरिक्ष में अपनी सेवाएं प्रदान करेगा। इस संचार तंत्र से संचार नेटवर्क को सरकार, व्यापार तथा बृहत समुदाय को संचार सेवाएं उपलब्ध होंगी। इसे कार्यान्वित करने के लिए OneWeb के द्वारा एक नक्षत्र मंडल तैयार किया जा रहा है, जिसे हम सैटेलाइट कॉन्स्टेलेशन के नाम से जानते हैं। भारत के भारतीय उद्यम OneWeb के मुख्य शेयर होल्डर हैं। यह OneWeb का 14वां लॉन्च है। इसके साथ ही इसरो और NSIL अंतरिक्ष के वैश्विक अंतक्षेपण की स्थितियां प्राप्त कर ली जाएंगी।
Trio stage thrust cutoff.
रेंज ऑपरेशन निदेशक की अभी घोषणा हुई। तृतीय चरण को बंद कर दिया गया है।
Satellites are separated.
प्रथम समूह को सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है। प्रथम 4 1K, 3K, 5K तथा 7K उपग्रह पृथक हो चुके हैं।
Plus 20 minutes.
We have the confirmation from the Range Operations Director that the first batch of 4 satellites, namely 1K, 3K, 5K and 7K, have been successfully separated.
2A, 4A, 6A, 8A satellites are separated.
And the second batch also have been successfully separated. Their names are 2A, 4A, 6A and 8A.
जी हाँ, द्वितीय समूह 2A, 4A, 6A तथा 8A उपग्रहों को भी सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है। इसके पश्चात C-25 तृतीय चरण LVM-3 पुनः अभिवृत्ति निश्चित करेगा और अगले 800 सेकंड के पश्चात अगले 4 उपग्रहों के समूहों को अंतक्षेपित करेगा।
Cryostage reorienting itself again for the separation event of the next batch of satellites. The third batch of satellites will be injected into 619 kilometers orbit. The scheduled time of separation is 33 minutes 37.5 seconds into the flight.
तृतीय चरण फिर से अभिवृत्ति नियंत्रित करता हुआ अब हम उड़ान से 1344 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। यान की ऊंचाई 608 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 7.538 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड है।
As we await the next separation event for the satellites, let me intimate the viewers that after the separation of third and fourth batches of satellites, the visibility of the launch vehicle is available to the Svalbard tracking station only after another 350 seconds, that is 81 minutes into the flight. It is then that the confirmation of satellite separation is received at the Mission Control Center. The live transmission will be halted while the rocket is out of the tracking range and resume at appropriate time.
इस मिशन का कार्यकाल करीब 4500 सेकंड का है। इस दौरान हमें शिपबॉर्न टर्मिनल की मदद से सभी आंकड़े उपलब्ध हो रहे हैं।
The LVM-3 OneWeb India 1 mission is about to set several firsts, like it's being the first commercial mission of LVM-3 with NSIL. First time ever LVM-3 is carrying multiple satellites and injecting them in the low Earth orbit. This is the largest ever an Indian rocket is carrying, that is the 6 tons of payload. This gigantic launch vehicle of ISRO, LVM-3, is carrying 6 tons for this mission, which is the aggregate mass of the 36 OneWeb satellites and the satellite dispenser. Speaking about the association, this is the first time that OneWeb has collaborated with New Space India Limited, Department of Space.
आइए इस दौरान आपको OneWeb के बारे में जानकारी देते हैं। OneWeb का ऐतिहासिक लॉन्च कार्यक्रम जारी है। इस मिशन को OneWeb ने लॉन्च 14 का नाम दिया है। लॉन्च 14 सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र से भेजा जा रहा है। इसमें 36 उपग्रहों के समूह को प्रमोचित कर दुनिया का पहला पृथ्वी की निचली कक्षा का नक्षत्र मंडल तैयार किया जा रहा है और यह नक्षत्र 2023 तक हाई स्पीड लो लेटेंसी की संचार सुविधाएं प्रदान करने में सक्षम हो जाएगा। OneWeb ने इस प्रक्षेपण के लिए अंतरिक्ष विभाग की वाणिज्यिक शाखा NSIL के साथ भागीदारी की। इस मिशन में कुल 36 उपग्रहों के समूह के साथ OneWeb की कुल उपग्रहों की संख्या 464 हो जाएगी। 2023 तक यह नक्षत्र मंडल पूरा करने के उद्देश्य से OneWeb इस मिशन में कार्यरत है। OneWeb आम जनता के लिए संचार सुविधाएं प्रदान कर सामर्थ्य, गति, विश्वसनीयता तथा डिजिटल साक्षरता के आधार पर विभाजित समाज को जोड़ने की एक मुहिम चला रहा है। सूचना तक दुनिया की पहुंच को बेहतर बनाने के लिए OneWeb का एक मजबूत सामाजिक उद्देश्य है। जैसा कि हमने आपको पहले बताया, यह मिशन कुल 4500 सेकंड का मिशन है, लेकिन उत्थापन से 2200 सेकंड तक यह यान और उपग्रह प्रमोचन को हमारे भू स्टेशन ट्रैक कर सकेंगे। उसके बाद यान अपनी यात्रा जारी रखेगा, लेकिन हमारे ट्रैकिंग क्षेत्र से बाहर चला जाएगा और पुनः संचार स्थापित होने तक हम स्टैंड बाय कंडीशन में रहेंगे। जैसे ही स्वालबर्ड स्थित ट्रैकिंग स्टेशन से संचार स्थापित हो जाएगा, हम बाकी के 20 उपग्रहों के अंतःक्षेपण की पुष्टि कर पाएंगे। प्रथम 16 उपग्रहों के प्रमोचन के पश्चात यह हमारे ट्रैकिंग क्षेत्र से बाहर होगा, इसलिए यह प्रसारण 40 मिनट बाद पुनः जारी किया जाएगा।
This wait takes me back to the reminiscences of the previous launch of LVM-3 carrying the Chandrayaan-2 as its payload. It was India's second mission to the moon. It had comprised a fully indigenous orbiter, lander Vikram and rover Pragyan. Enthusiasm was rife among the scientific fraternity and general public alike for the lander. The challenges for that mission were to carry a heavy payload and inject it precisely in a highly elliptical orbit so that the further orbit raising maneuvers for Chandrayaan-2 are economical from propellant budget point of view. Follow-on missions to bridge the gap of understanding the lunar ambience are on the anvil for ISRO. There are also several ways for the common public to associate with ISRO and its programs. Apart from watching the launch live on its social media portals and Doordarshan National, viewers can visit SDSC Shar and its launch view gallery, which has a capacity to host 10,000 visitors simultaneously for the launch. ISRO undertakes several outreach activities as a part of World Space Week, which was held between 4th to 10th October.
तृतीय चरण सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ पुनः अभिवृत्ति प्राप्त कर रहा है अगले 4 उपग्रह के समूह के प्रमोचन के लिए। अब हम उत्थापन से 30 मिनट 36 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। यान की ऊंचाई है 616 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 7.53 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड। अगले 4 समूह के उपग्रहों का नाम 1A, 3A, 5A तथा 7A है, जिन्हें 619 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई तथा 7.53 की किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की सापेक्ष गति के साथ अंतःक्षेपित किया जाना है। तृतीय समूह के अंतःक्षेपण के 30 सेकंड के पश्चात चतुर्थ समूह को भी अंतःक्षेपित कर दिया जाएगा।
We are about 2 minutes away from the scheduled separation of the third batch of satellites, namely 1A, 3A, 5A and 7A. 30 seconds later, another batch of 4 satellites, namely 2B, 4B, 6B and 8B are scheduled to be separated. Cryostage reorienting itself to prepare for the next separation event.
यान पूरी तरह सामान्य। वर्तमान में हमें यह आंकड़े अंटार्कटिका स्थित भू स्टेशन से प्राप्त हो रहे हैं।
Current altitude 617 kilometers. The relative velocity of 7.53 kilometers per second.
अगले 8 उपग्रहों के अंतःक्षेपण के पश्चात कुल 16 उपग्रह इस दौरान अंतःक्षेपित कर दिए जाएंगे। उसके पश्चात यह यान अपनी यात्रा जारी रखेगा तथा पृथ्वी की दूसरी ओर चला जाएगा। उस दौरान वह हमारे ट्रैकिंग क्षेत्र से बाहर होगा।
1A, 3A, 5A, 7A are separated.
अब ये भी घोषणा की गई कि अन्य समूह 1A, 3A, 5A तथा 7A सफलतापूर्वक अंतःक्षेपित कर दिए गए हैं। अगली घटना में 2B, 4B, 6B तथा 8B नामक उपग्रहों को अंतःक्षेपित किया जाना है।
Satellites 2B, 4B, 6B, 8B are separated.
Confirmation has been achieved about the separation of
This is Range Operation Director. 16 satellites are separated till now. Mission is continuing. Remaining 20 satellites will separate as per timeline in the non-visibility period. This 20 satellite separation will be confirmed after Svalbard telemetry station acquisition. All stations involved in operations can continue.
The expected bounds of performance and the orbit that we have achieved are within specifications, well within specifications. And immediately after that, the satellites got separated. This time, I want to tell you very specifically one important point. Till now, in all the missions of LVM, there was only one satellite. And we used to separate that satellite, and the mission is over, so we can come back here and address the thrust beam very fast. But unfortunately, this time, it is a very long process. 36 satellites are separated one by one, or it's actually a set of 4. So the main issue here is they should not hit each other after some time. Because they move in space, the next set should not go and collide with them over a period of time. So we do detailed studies and found that we need to do this separation, we do certain maneuvers, we need to add some velocities here and there. So very critical, intricate work is involved, and all this was designed very carefully, and that is what is going on now. So it will take almost 1.5 hours to complete the whole process, and the data will come to us. The data will get downloaded at a ground station in near the North Pole. From there it will come here after a little later, and we will have information of all 36 satellites safely separated. I am very sure about it. And another highlight today is about already we told that this whole opportunity to launch came from OneWeb India to NSIL, and NSIL must be very happy and proud for the work they did for getting this contract, and 2 missions from OneWeb India. The first one we executed within very shortest possible time for any rocket to get ready when you commit on a launcher of a very new satellite. And a lot of new engineering and analysis we have to do within this limited time. And I want to congratulate the entire launch community for making it happen. And also Sadish Sir and Space Indra, who hosted all of us here today. They have also did a wonderful, marvelous job of accommodating all of us, making the campaign go very smoothly. So congratulations to us. But the most important person I should congratulate today is Dr. Narayanan. He is the director of Liquid Propulsion System Center, who made the liquid stage L110 and cryogenic stage C25. The C25 stage has now again proved that Indian cryogenic technology is at its best. Nobody has ever done such a maneuver technology. Very unique way of using the left out propellant and gas in the stage to all these maneuvers. It's a very unique design we did, and with no prior experience, or it is purely based on the skill that we had from our previous missions. We engineered it, and it was satisfactorily explained to the customers, and they were happy to take it, though they were having a lot of experience in the earlier 30 missions they did. And thank you OneWeb India for such confidence in us, for to challenge us really to do this work. So I want to take this opportunity to thank each one of you, and also One for Media One for having trust in us for next mission as well as for future missions that they will have in their mind. Thank you so much.
Importantly, members of media, today is really a historic day for India. This is a mission like no other mission. This is a very, very important mission for OneWeb, but importantly, this is a new chapter for India in the space industry across the globe. Right now, very few nations have the capability of what has been performed here today and what we're doing just now. The remarkable feature of this launch is that we put in a request just a few months back, having had a setback of our launches, the last remaining launches in Russia. ISRO and SAIL rose to the occasion and took the challenge to take at least 2 launches within a matter of a few months. And today's launch, therefore, is very much awaited with bated breath. It was an important feature for OneWeb's constellation. These 36 satellites have joined the 422 which are already in space, taking our total to 468 satellites, and now getting closer to completing our mission of putting 648 satellites. I am hopeful early next year, the next mission will be conducted by ISRO and SIL to take another 36 satellites into space, thereby completing our contract with ISRO, but importantly, it starts a chapter for ISRO and SIL across the globe where customers should be now coming to India to use the facilities, the technology, the leading edge features that we have seen today here for having more and more launches out of Indian soil. Personally for me, this is a very, very important day. I always had this dream of having some contribution from India into the OneWeb constellation. It did seem possible in Gen 1, and we were therefore discussing Generation 2 to be used from Indian soil. But I'm glad this opportunity came, and ISRO did not demur or disappoint and took upon this challenge and worked very, very closely with the OneWeb engineers to deliver what has been done today. GSLV Mark III, or LV Mark III as we call it now, opens India to a very large-scale commercial space activities around the globe. Currently, there is a big shortage of launch vehicles around the globe. We are personally experiencing that with delays with most of the existing providers like Arianespace and many other launch vehicles having been booked. I think it's opening a great opportunity for ISRO, for ENSEL, to really take a very big position in the commercial space industry. This is not only about launches, this is about starting a new chapter in India's space program. Honorable Prime Minister is already encouraging the private sector, people like us, to come and invest in satellites, in constellations, in rockets, in producing user terminals, ground stations, and importantly, parts that are required to support these activities. What has happened today by ISRO and SIL will, to my mind, spur a hectic activity in the private sector to really contribute to India's space program. World is moving into space, many activities are moving into space, and India will therefore not be behind in this race to be one of the leading countries in the world to be space champions. So with that, I will pass it back on to Dr. Somnath, but I would like to thank him on behalf of